Hello folks, and welcome to a new game for us. This game has been part of my life for as long as I can remember. Well, that's not quite true. But this game launched back in March of 1999, and I had it launch day. This is a game that I got notified of when I looked at the newspaper, and then also in PC Gamer, which is a magazine, those sort of thing, that I got. And this game completely changed how I approached video games and a lot of things. This game is deep to my soul. I love it. We're playing it here in Open RCT 2, but we're going to play the original one. And depending on how that goes and how we feel, we'll go through all of RCT 2 and RCT 3. So we'll play the entire kind of catalog of this game. But this game is just incredible on every sense. There are things lacking. There are things that they built in. They're just things that just got better over time, and you saw that they actually took feedback from the community and built things in, and I love this game. So let's go open up here. We're going to start off in Roller Coaster Tycoon, and with our very first area, which is Frontier Forest. In RCT2, you have a whole bunch of options. If I go over into the options menu up here, there's a whole bunch of stuff that pops up. I have the original kind of coloring of Roller Coaster Tycoon, the original. I have the opening title screen of Roller Coaster Tycoon. I try to keep this thing as much as possible original, minus early scenario completion. If I get done a scenario early, like Frontier Forest, where we just have to have 250 people in the guests by year 1 with a park rating, if we do that, I'm going to move the game along, because there's no reason to draw it out. Especially with ones that are year 3 or 4, that's a long time as far as gameplay, and there's usually not a lot of cool stuff that happens during that time. Sometimes it does take that long, but other times it doesn't. If you've ever watched my other ones, let me go through and pause this, because we can do that. We can also speed the game up. But if we go through some of my early videos on this channel, they were purely based in being able to set up and go through with Parkitect. That was, I think, the second game I ever tackled on this Transport Tycoon, or what was the name of the game? Oh, I have to unpause. Okay. I forget the name of the game, but yeah, there was a game that I played early on this channel, and that kind of set the stage for what we needed to do. And we're going to go in and get this all set up. I just need to get the controls figured out, because I'm used to kind of moving around with ASD, and that is not the case. So let's go in and build a ride here. We don't need a train. We'll do a haunted house, thrill ride. We have water. We don't have good water rides, so let's go into our research and change the always maximum. We're going to get rid of those, and we're going to either get a water ride or a roller coaster. The water ride I really want is a log flume. We'll see how that works out. General rides, we're going to put in our haunted house over on one side, the entrance, and then the exit. We'll open that bad boy up, and one of the things that I always do and still continue to do is rename the rides. It bothered me when they weren't named properly. So we'll go through and get that in there. We'll open the park up, and we can charge a fee. So let's say it's $10. Nope, not that. And then we can also actually charge for the ride itself if we want as well, which is kind of fun. That's something they changed down the road, but it's fun for us. So let's go in and build some of the basic things. We need to have bathrooms. We'll open that one up. I don't name food stalls or anything like that. We need to have drinks, which are very clearly soda cans. And then we also need to have a burger shop here to get ourselves set up. And then profit for the park, I want to make sure that I make at least $2 on every single item that's sold food-based wise in the park. So we'll up that. We'll change that. Nope. There we go. And same price. Okay. There we go. There's some things that are different about this game because it's on Open RCT. And the reason why I chose to do that is mainly just because it's more pleasant to play. There's some creature comforts that are put in that make the game just overall more fun. And there's some things that I don't like about the game. Well, it's not really that I don't like about it, but just add complication to the game that is unnecessary. And OpenRCT fixes that, which is awesome. We only have a few colors we're able to choose through that. I always call it twist, or I often rename that a scrambler because that's what I always grew up with it being called, and that's what I like to call it overall. We're going to go in and add, and I'm not a big fan of adding pre-made coasters, but wood chip is one of my favorites in this game. It's just a really, really good ride, and we're going to put that in there. We need to get rid of all of these. If you don't get rid of the trees, building is like, or the construction is double the cost to remove those trees. So we're just going to put that in there. We'll go there, and then we're also going to edit this. One of the things that I always did in this game was I went through and changed this one factor on this one coaster. I really like this ride. The problem I have with it is that the station brakes often fail, and if they fail, the ride crashes. So I'm going to put on station brakes and slow it down drastically because we need to do that. And then the other thing I'm going to do is this little flat spot right there, that's missed money. We need to go in and make sure we add that as an on-ride photo section. And because we just did those two things, this ride now becomes profitable. So let's go through and paint this. The red is not working for me, so let's see. Good. No, not that. Let's go with like a tan color, and we're going to do a tan color for the main supports. And over here we'll get a greenish kind of color. These are all things that were not in the original game, just a heads up. Train 2 can be dark red, and chain 3 is going to be some type of blue. Let's go with the dark blue. Again, we want to make sure we make at least $2 on everything. And we're going to have this thing cost $1 or $2 to get on. It's way low for what we need to have, but that's okay. We'll get there soon enough. We're going to build our station like so. Actually, let me go through and delete all of that. We're going to have that do its thing. Kind of curl through some of this. That looks good. And then we'll have our exit row. Ooh, we don't have enough money, so we're just going to take out a nice little loany loan. Get some more cash for ourselves. And get rid of all the extra things. In Roller Coaster Tycoon 1, the peeps, as they were called, were not smart enough to walk through and have double wide paths. So that's not a thing you see in a lot of RCT1 parks. Some you did, back when like RCT Station was a thing, and you would see it occasionally, but for the most part, you didn't see it. So how I like to play this game is usually I put on 3 seating areas and then a trash can. I used to go seating, light, seating, or trash can, light, and kind of repeat that, the 3 of them. But in all honesty, it got a little annoying to go through. So we're going to open that bad boy up and get that in. And all, again, we need to do is get 350, or 250, excuse me, people in here. Which should not be too big of a deal to get them sorted and in here. I'm going to need to edit shortcuts because I'm used to other shortcuts that I set up for this game when I originally played it. But that will be something down the road. And wood chip looks like a really fun coaster, actually. Like, it's a solid design. Everything about it is pretty well done. And, yeah, we just need to make sure we get that. Ooh. See, this is the thing that, Parkitect, if you watch my Parkitect videos, the entrances can change in where they're located at. In Roller Coaster Tycoon, they face a certain way, and that's it. And that's, a little annoying. But we need to make sure we address it. So we're going to charge $1 for that as well. We'll open it up. And I don't like the paint color of that. That's a terrible paint scheme. Oh, we got a log flume. There we go. We did our job. Let's go with a red. A yellow? Yeah. And black. That looks good. Alright, and then twist also needs to have a price with it, which we're going to charge $1 for. Research wise, we're doing our job. We don't need to have any water rides anymore. Roller coasters and shops and stalls are probably our jam at this point. And we have the park essentially established. We took out a little loan, but nothing too crazy. And we have the rides that you expect to find at an amusement park. The only other thing I want to add on here is a little merry-go-round, or as I always rename these. For some reason, I don't know why this game taught me how to spell carousel. But that's something I've always done in this game, is rename the merry-go-round, because that's not what we call it here in the United States. A carousel. So I have that, and you can see people are pouring in to our park. I forgot that we could get up to 3 trains on there. That's interesting. What I like to do also is when we go in here, you can see it's a minute and 18 seconds. So that's 78 seconds. If I do, I'm going to pull my phone out here, and we're going to get 78 divided by 3. That's 26 seconds. So it works out evenly. We need to leave when another train arrives, and we need to wait at least that long. Usually the maximum is kind of enough for that. So we're going to say you need to wait at least 24, but a maximum of 26. And this game was well, for me, should I say, was all about optimizing, but make sure guests weren't waiting too long and trains were flying out of the stations as quickly as possible. I, again, love this game. I really, truly, honestly love this game. It is deep in my soul as far as this, what I like about this game. So we have some more ride options. We'll add more on here as it goes on. Well, let's speed the game up, which is something that we couldn't do in the original game, which I love that they've added on in OpenRCT. We have some loan that we can pay back. And we're almost already down to our original loan price here. And we're doing the job we need to do. I'm going to go back to normal speed because I want to go in and hear the thoughts of our guests. This is a really good spot to kind of take a look and say that we have 16 people who think this coaster is too intense for them. Some people who aren't hungry because everybody passes by this. And then we can go over and see their actions as well. So most people are walking. There's a few people that are in line for wood chip. And it's queuing here because the guy who designed this game and built and did a whole bunch of work, his name is Sawyer. He also did Locomotion and Transportation Tycoon, which are both really good games that I would like to get into at some point here. But a lot of what he did, or should I say all of what he did as far as making these games, this is machine programmed. So he designed everything about these games. All of the calculations, how everything's done, how peep management's done. He did all of that by hand. It's incredible. And I don't know how he did that. But one of the things about this game is that we don't have any blocks. If we went back to my series on Parkitect, we have blocks that we need to be concerned about. That is absolutely not the case here in this game. There's no block or anything along those lines, which is kind of interesting. So let's see. We're going to do a kiddie coaster here. Have it go up. We'll have a turn, and then we'll go down. And during drops and all that stuff, there's no curving of the tracks. So that's a thing that was done in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. That was not done in this game, and there's nothing wrong with that. But Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 was legitimately just such a good improvement on the original game in a way that you don't often see. So let's go ahead and put an on-ride photo. Oh, we don't have that there. Okay, no on-ride photo section for the mini coaster. That's too high, I think. So let's see if we can tighten that up a little bit. And you can see, if you followed any of my Parkitect stuff, you can see Parkitect is baked into this game. There's a reason why Parkitect came the way it did, and this game is it. There's so much of this game that rubs off on all of amusement park builders, and that's why I really wanted to explore and come back to it, because it's just, again, one of my favorites. I love this game. And the fact that I'm getting to play it here, and to kind of share it, if you haven't played it, is just fabulous. If you are not into this game, there's something, one, wrong with you, but also really take a look at it. It's a really fun, interesting game that I greatly enjoyed, and it's kind of what I want to say about this game. It's just fun across the board. I love this game, and we can do so much with it. So we'll do that. Well, we don't even have to come out that high. We can do this. You can see there's little lines of how high everything is, and all that's going to do is influence our final kind of parts of the ride here. Because I'm going to plan on having an entrance somewhere over here, and exit's going to go out there. Oh, that's right. We need to have a flat spot there for the path to go under. Alright, and we'll do this, but, and then we'll have it come in here, and then we can go and break it up, excuse me. I have no idea how fast this ride's going to be coming to a close, but we'll do that. Let's see. Our exit is right there, our entrance is right there. And this one's different. We haven't had a chance to test this out. So we'll do 2 trains of 8, and that's one of the things about this game, because there's no block breaks. Ooh, we have a ride that broke down. We don't have any staff, so we're gonna have to hire a mechanic. Got that. We'll hire a couple of handymen. That's a change from the game. The original game, you had to actually place them on the paths. OpenRCT has decided that's not a thing you need to worry about. Thank God, because that was really annoying. But let's go in here. We're going to change some paint scheme. Again, this is all stuff you can see in lots of roller coaster games today, which I really, truly love. That's good. And then these guys, obviously, ladybugs are red. So let's go through and do that. We'll test it up and see what's happening. And you can always go down to train 1 and follow train 1. And we should be able to lock the camera on. At least we used to be able to. Yes, it's there. That was a RCT2 one where we can have people follow through everything. But we only needed roughly 100 or 100 more guests, 120-ish more guests before this goes. And here you can see a difference. We have 2 trains. We have this one here and this one here, both on the same lift hill. Would never happen in real life, but it did happen in this game. And Roller Coaster Tycoon the second one fixed that, but that's fine, not a big deal. So you can see, this is a rockin' kiddie coaster. Like, they are flying through that track until they come into the brakes. And we'll figure out how long that takes and do the math and get all that set. Let's go through. I don't know what we're gonna call this. We'll just call it Ladybug. And we have a looping coaster now, so we have more stuff that we are able to do. It's a medium excitement. It takes 1 minute and 11 seconds, which is, I always round it up, so 72 seconds. Divide that by 2 is 36, and that's how long we're going to make sure that this thing waits in the station. The 36 is going to be the absolute max, and then the minimum will be like 2 or 3 seconds less than that. I think I'm going to go 33. Alright, I'm not going to open it up quite yet because we don't have paths to go to it. And I still need to edit my shortcuts here. Nope, not those 2. So we'll do that, and then this one. Get rid of that, and we're just going to go through and do something like that. Alright, that looks good. And now we can open this up and see exactly what we have. And ride-wise, we have 1, 2, 3, space 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Alright, and we have fences and all kinds of stuff that we can add on if we'd like. So maybe we'll spice this one up a bit. So we'll get that all in there. It's beautiful. Again, if you've watched my Pocket Tech videos, this should all look very strikingly familiar to what that game is. And that's one of the reasons why I really dig that game too. I really wish they would come. I think the developers on Parkitect have said they are not interested in a sequel or anything along those lines, but I wish they were, because it's a good game. And it deserves much praise for what it does. So we have similar scenery. We can pop them open in there. Get all that stuff set. And then we have shrubs that we can add on. So those take up a quarter spot. So you can't place things, unlike Parkitect where you can kind of overlap things. You can't do that in this one. You have to kind of set where they're at. And you have building stuff. So we can make things look like stations and buildings, all kinds of fun here. So if I went in here, I can paint it. Let's say we want that to be just a grayish kind of color. I can go through and add all of that on. And I actually don't remember if some of these options were in the original one or not. This seems like a Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 type thing, but I don't know. So we can do something like that, and then we can add on roofing. And I need to rotate that. How do I do that? Oh, there we go. Some of this is very much more difficult. Like some of these options were not a thing in the original game. And I, again, don't really know if what I'm doing right now was part of the original game or not. It's been a long time. We're coming up on 25 years since this game was released. And I don't know if some of this stuff was part of the original game or not. But I'm trying to make it look a little nice. Not super nice. Ooh, nope, that wasn't the wrong level. And all of the isometrics in this game and how it's presented makes sometimes it a little bit more difficult to play than what it needs to be. Just because things at one angle look very different than they do at another angle. So let's see real fast if that is the case here or not. Yeah, we need to do that. Okay. See how hard that is to see inside of there. So we're going to rotate over. I need to rekey everything. But now it lets us see inside here much easier, so we can place on those pieces. And make sure everything is set where it's supposed to be. Well, I got rid of something by accident, so I have to go back and fix that. And rotate in here. Oh my goodness, my keyboard shortcuts are failing me. We can fix that one as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we'll get that guy in there as well. And then we'll go back to the walls. I don't think this was part of the original game. If I'm being completely honest, I don't remember being able to do this level of theming in the original game at all. But I've been wrong before, I'll be wrong again. I'd be happy to be proven wrong on this, because this is the most beautiful game. Alright, so we have something that looks like that. If I put doors on there, nope, I can't put any doors over any of that. It's not like Parkitect in that sense. You can't cross over things. I am 95% sure a lot of these theming elements are from the second Roller Coaster Tycoon. But we are almost done. We have 244 guests, and we're still in year 1. But you can see our coasters are doing beautifully, and we are attracting people left and right to our park. We do have lots of throw up, so we need to worry about some of that a little bit. I'm really not used to not having to place handyman exactly where they're needed. It's freaking me out. But we're otherwise in good shape. And you can see our park is just moving along beautifully. We are filling up the train, and there we go. So we're going to put our name in there, and we're going to put RMN, Red Moon Rocket. We'll hit OK, and we've done our job, and we have our value is there. So I'm going to keep going through and exploring the kind of classic Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 and 2. I've never played Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. I mean, I played it for about 5 minutes, but my computer just was not up to the task. And that was the day where you couldn't return software, so I was kind of stuck with my purchase. But we'll explore more and see how we can progress in this game, because there's lots more to do and lots more to see. But folks, I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.